walk through my sales section at work.
Yeah.
That's
You're
that's
not,
what the people.
you're not wrong.
That's what
either.
happens to a.
Yeah, you're right. Why are you?
Poochie, why did you leave?
There we go. I forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to I'm just doing this on my own for tonight. That's not true. Okay.
Means.
Yeah, I'm here. I gotta check something real quick because I hopefully I didn't, but I might have actually lost one of these VODs. Hold on. Yeah, how are we all doing tonight? Fellas?
We've made it.
Yeah? We sure have did.
Amazing.
Mine? Oh man. I guess I'll download it. Sorry, I gotta make sure to. I guess I'll download that later. So yeah, all doing good, doing great. A good time. Yeah, that's cool. Well, glad that you guys are here communicating with me.
Yeah, isn't communication great?
Mm-hmm.
I especially like sane words and sometimes phrases.
Yeah, especially when
ones that have no meaning.
Yeah, and great when you talk back to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is kind of epic.
Yeah.
What if that's how? What if that was my character voice for the rest of the ever?
I wouldn't like that.
That would be not cash money, as a certain ethnic group likes to say.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta leave that. All right. So, well, word of warning: today might be shorter than usual, but considering what we have coming up, yeah.
Yeah, what we got coming?
Yeah. So,
it's always Poochie's shortest planned sessions that we make the longest. So let's see what happens tonight.
It really is.
Yeah, gotta make sure to draw it out. Get as much bang for a buck as we can, right? Haha.
All right. So, do you guys remember where we were last time?
Epic handoff.
Yeah, we walked a long distance and met several passers-by. Yeah, we met we went on a journey to the north, and we ran into a fucking bitch, honestly. And then we continued on. One guy was pretty nice. One guy was pretty silent. The other guy was really nice. And we kept going, and we got to the city where we need to be. It's not Stockholm, is it? But it's another one up there.
It is Stockholm.
It is Stockholm. Like the syndrome.
Stockholm. And we encountered the robo-juiced up libertarians. Discovered they're all crazy. Although we kind of knew that already.
They, yeah, we walked into their base and they were like, "What do you think of the age of consent?"
I don't know about that.
We're like, "Dude, what?" And they were like,
"You agree too, right? All narcotics should be legal."
It's states' rights, really.
Oh no. Oh no.
Individual liberty.
Big orange.
I don't know if that's what he said, but if he did say that, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's fair. He would say that.
It'd be perfectly in character.
Yeah.
All right. So,
If I remember when we had that one guy, we were interrogating him. That is kind of what he said. So it went off about like the evolution of mankind and all that. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we come face to face with.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot. He has different art now. I was like, why is he inhaling the coom? It's like, oh, right, because he's it's different now.
Yeah, he's got updated character models. Why does the thing on the right side of the screen there looks like you hacked off the barrel of the shotgun from Titanfall?
Which shotgun?
The long one. Or like one of the rifles from Titanfall.
Oh, like
and,
the Mastiff?
Yeah, and tried to use and like made it to like be a like a table. Took off all of the external features and just used the barrel, and it's like that's good table geometry right there.
See that? Alright. So, when you enter the building, you find that it's mostly empty, apart from a single desk ahead of you. There's a desk. Some steel construct of some sort off to the side. And directly down your path is Cilian. He sat in a rolling office chair, likely taken from the desk, and is using one of his legs to support his calcim as he dutifully looks it over. As you have already continued your approach, you hear him speak out to you. Ah, there you are. Come here. Let's chat.
If he wanted to kill us, he would have done it by now.
Yeah, that's the spirit, pal.
Oh. Stance is calling for aid. Desperate enough that they allow a pair of unmarked pilots to let my closest ally free in an effort to parley. What inspired you to reach across the aisle?
Well, I was under the assumption that all were in the loop here. But as seeing as if we have previously had our discussions. But I see that a greater threat hangs in the wings. One that would unbalance the world that we all see fit. You know? It'd take away some things we want, take away some things you want. Would be bad for all of us, so...
Probably just completely wipe us out, since that's more along their MO.
And keep things simple. Why not work together and try to live for another day?
All right. And to do that, how do you suppose that we will achieve this?
Well, the plan is, I don't want to say simple and I don't want to say complicated, but the basics of it are we get ourselves up into, up out of the orbit, get ourselves up into space. We know a general location of their base of operations. We can, from there, make some kind of frontal assault under the guise that together our combined forces will overwhelm them. As this, to me, I would think that if they're putting a lot of their eggs into one basket and it's not complete yet, maybe we would be able to stop them before they get off the ground. And the resources collected in this raid would be beneficial to both of us.
And I remember you speaking about that. How do you suppose you're going to get up into space?
Well,
We
You're-
see the rocket right behind him, right?
Yes. And you did recognize it as you got closer.
yeah. So, I would reckon we use the little device you've got yourself. There, you know, the specific piece of equipment here would be beneficial for doing that. Your compatriot cued me into it a little bit as to whether or not, you know, whether or not you may have it or where it's at. And here we stand.
So, you're telling me that you want this? And he looks behind him. The Bifrost.
Yeah, the Bifrost.
You should know that I can't let you take it.
Well, that's the nature of a truce, isn't it? We're not taking it. We're just letting each other help each other.
Oh. You're telling me that you don't know.
Well, if there's any specifics you have to enlighten us on, go ahead.
I suppose if we're dealing with something like this, I don't need to hide it. Oh, no, not that. Is it on the top layer? Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Cilian undoes a couple of clasps on each side of his helmet before slowly sliding it off, setting it in his lap. It looks to be in his, Nope.
He's getting there.
There we go. There we go. Takes his helmet off. He looks to be in his 50s with pale blonde hair and foggy blue eyes. His skin is fair, pale, almost delicate looking. Make him a bit bigger for you guys to look at.
Holy shit. I zoomed in.
Yeah, I guess you could work too.
That's okay, it's okay.
Bro, our boy's got some fat lips.
I know, right? Tell brother to hold back the DSLs, man.
And as he kind of brushes his hair out of the way, Cilian isn't my full name. My last name is Calvin. My father was Gilbert Calvin, which means this, he says, gesturing to the ship behind him, belongs to me. So you might understand why I'd like to keep it close.
Oh, hell.
Well, I suppose that does explain a few things.
I lean over. I'm like, oh, great. Crazy and scientist parents.
What an effective combination.
So, like, I guess I guess Poochie, how much do you think like we should like general knowledge should be on like this guy, his family, anything like that?
Well, considering Gilbert Calvin is basically the father of the Jotnar, um,
Yeah.
I'd say that considering both of your backgrounds,
Right. I
you've
mean like I mean maybe him specifically then.
Cilian or
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, no more than what you know right now.
Dang. Okay. So he wasn't a famous kid. Um. Well, then I would. Ooh, dang. Interesting. Man, what would I say to this guy? Okay. So,
Offer him a premium rate on Dogecoin, maybe. I don't know. Like, there's
No,
literally no material thing we could.
No, I got this. I got
this.
okay. All right. So, I don't know for certain current family trade routes and deals, but with a decent understanding of family history here, we could strike up an old business partner trade deal. You might not immediately know the name, but the Kaloth family were a engineering marvels at Jotnar equipment. Not necessarily, the name brands for your weapons, but different servos, interlocking systems, things of the sort. Innovations to the software side of things, but also some of the machining and what have you is an old family trade secret. And I'm certain the latter years of your father, he probably worked decently close with mine, or maybe sat in some similar boardrooms. I don't know your current feelings on your dad. Wastelander doesn't seem like you wouldn't come with some daddy issues, but how about you say we strike up an old business deal and get the wheels turning again?
Um, in what connection do you have to the Kaloth family? You don't look to me much more than a 14-year-old boy.
Hey, 16, okay? Okay? Okay, all right. Composure. All right. So, I am the youngest male heir to the Kaloth family. So don't, sit there with any kind of monetary or political gain of kidnapping me. I don't think you'll get much out of dear old dad, but if he sees a business opportunity, then I'm sure he'd be willing to strike it up, especially with someone of your esteem. I don't know what kind of connections that you have, but I guarantee we could get you some. And I guarantee your name would get you more.
Really? Have you heard from your father recently?
Well, we've been, on the avoid side of things. That's, been a little busy, a little bit of a war, a little bit of cryo sleep, a little bit of do this, do that, shoot some of you guys shoot some of me. So not particularly recently, but I mean, hey, what's dear old dad gonna say when his son comes knocking? He gonna say no? I think not.
No one in Europe has heard from the NIA in years. As far as I know, they're all gone. So what you're proposing to me seems to be an empty promise.
Hey, here's the thing: is the last thing that dies in a capitalist society is the businesses. I would guarantee there is some sort of underground system over there for sure, but and if there is, I could get you the inside deal on it.
You're telling me that you have the means to communicate across the sea?
Well, some old NAA mechs might have a good idea on how to get there.
Regardless of whether or not this potential trade deal could exist, I hope you understand how insulting it might be for you to propose that you just buy this vessel from me. Are you even aware of why it's here?
Well, here's the thing: is intentions. Everybody always has their plans of what they want and how they got to get it and all that. But I don't know. I don't mean to insult you. I'm just coming here offering you an offer, and you seem like in a businessless world, you seemed always like quite the businessman, trying to cut deals rather than cut ties. So I assumed some sort of trade was definitely an offer when we showed up here, and significance of some sort of vessel to get up into space. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I assumed it wouldn't come without a hitch, but I don't know. I'm just sitting here waiting on you to name your price.
Yeah, he takes a rifle and sets the butt down on the ground.
I'm giving him the good old classic business. I'm not speaking till you do.
You learned that in business school?
Yeah, baby.
My father originally created the Bifrost so that, should I deem it necessary, I could allow the human race to leave Earth and find somewhere else to live. So for you to come in here, tell me that there's something going on somewhere up in space, and then tell me that you have the intention of bringing things back, plundering wherever you're going. I don't think that a simple exchange of goods in this case is enough for me to just hand this over to you.
Okay, then how about an exchange of rights?
Elaborate.
So, your Bifrost here is to enable you to travel to the stars, to go and do what you please up there, find a new home, what have you. Do you really want someone else up there telling you how to run things? People that have been up there longer, have better developed equipment for spacefaring travel, and a big giant weapon up there? You don't see that as a bit of a bump in the road for your plan? Anyone else trying to call the shots on you in your world? No, I say it's your right to own it if you want to own it. And this is your chance to take it for yourself.
Who's to say I don't shoot either of you in the head, load up, and leave on my own.
I mean, we're standing here for a reason. You think there's something to hash out here. Now, what I'll say is whether or not you can do it alone is one thing versus, taking the safer option. Going up there with some backup. Why do it alone with some people that won't stab you in the back when, you could go up there and be stabbing yourself in the back by going alone.
Yeah, he cracks a half smile. Stances.
I think.
Well, let's face it, they would be leaving a lot in your hands, allowing you to take the ship and head up there. Who's to say, you won't abandon your mission? Leave the beloved Earth behind? Or, perhaps when you get up there, join them? Now,
Oh no. There's this pretty hot person back at camp that Connor here is pretty interested in. I don't think we're going anywhere.
Connor just lets out the deepest sigh, and you can tell he has officially lost the last dregs of his faith in humanity. The point is, if you're so concerned about us running off with your Noah's Ark of a spaceship, then why don't you come with us?
Yeah, that's the whole point. They're
The
supposed to come
idea,
with.
isn't it? Is that by combining our forces, these communists from space won't come in and destroy us all and take over the Earth? I wouldn't expect you to give up one of your greatest tools and then not even contribute your own men at all. Doesn't seem very logical to me, at least.
that's a good point. Yeah. He stands up from the chair now and kind of walks around looking at the Bifrost. Were either of you around when Giant's milk was discovered?
Oh heavens, no.
Yeah, I think in character that happened quite a while before we were, or sorry, above table. That happened way before we were born, right?
I think so.
It's been a couple generations since that happened.
Oh, not a couple generations. This is 2123, I think. It was discovered in 2077.
Yeah, so it predates.
So yeah.
Predates my character.
Yeah.
So no. Your point being?
October 23rd, 2077. Gilbert Calvin and a private team of researchers enter an excavation on an Austrian fault line. A great deep cavern opened up at the base of the Kaiser Mountains. October 30th, 2077, the excavation approaches 5 kilometers below sea level. Multiple researchers opt to head back to surface level to restock. You see, my father had, he had great hopes for what he might find down there. Eventually they reached 9 kilometers below sea level. Expedition suffered its first loss at that point. However, they kept going. After 3 months of digging, traveling, heading up to the surface every once in a while, my father never actually headed back up. At least not until after the expedition. Gilbert Calvin is desperately hacking away at Eon's old rock with a spade, his crew members taking turns huffing oxygen. He's about to give up when he finally breaks through, and he passes out on the way down. January 24th of 2078. As he wakes, he finds himself in a dimly lit chamber, being tended to by crew medics. All around him, he sees the team moving about, waving instruments at the walls, shining beams of light down tunnels, and kneeling beside a peculiar white liquid on the cavern floor. A week later, on January 31st, the chamber becomes a headquarters for what is now a research site. Hordes of tech is moved on site to support the study. Oxygen is no longer needed as the cavern air is strangely breathable. On February 2nd, Calvin dubs the liquid Aumbla's milk, after the life-giving milk of the primeval cow, which gave rise to the Norse gods and ice giants. The milk itself isn't made of anything discovered by humans, and when one of our team members volunteers to taste it, finds that it's instantly filling and revitalizing. April 11th, 2 months later. After 2 months of practically living in the cavern, he invites me, his only son, to see what he'd been working on. He leads me through miles of pale, glowing caves, wading through streams of milk before taking me back. He shows me how they've connected the milk to help cool their computers, power their machinery. He poses the theory that the milk is an amalgamation of soil, water, plants, anything that gives life. Of course, that was just his pet theory. He never elaborated on how that might work. And then, after my visit to the cavern, Gilbert and his team started releasing what they'd found. Countries across the planet started digging for Giant's milk, which, as you know, led to the creation of the Jotun. These great mechanical wonders, created for war, inspired something in my father. He utilized much of the technology used in Jotnar to create something wholly different. An ark large enough to house thousands of people, capable of sustaining itself almost indefinitely. And I bring this up because the way that you would like to pervert this ship's purpose is deeply troubling to me. It goes beyond just breaking me up there with you, or coming back. In essence, what you would be doing is, the only way to get Jotnar on there would be to strip parts out. Remove some of the life support systems and cabins for people. You would in essence turn this into a weapon for war.
Then what do you suppose we do? Let the dream die altogether? Or let humanity and its purpose with this ship evolve and change? Who's to say it doesn't go back? You know? It's not a permanent change. And that's just the nature of life. We change, adapt, grow. And sometimes when we're ready, we go back to the things we needed to be before.
How do you know exactly what this... What did you call the the thing up in space?
Over the table here. It's like a big fucking stupid giant mech tank thing again, right? It's It's like another one?
Well, the one that you guys fought, that was something different.
Yeah. But I what was the space one again? Was it something like similar, or is it like something? I don't remember. We saw like a half-baked image of it, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a half-baked image of the space station that it was being built on, and heard some rumblings about what it might be.
Oh yeah, big old nasty. Yeah, in the files, the data files, big old nasty weapon of vague sorts. Okay. Well, in a transorbital space building platform of that nature and size would only be building one thing, and that's the weapon of our time. I know if it's not a Jotnar, it's something similar that we all saw, making its way to Stance not too long ago. Now, I can't guarantee it's going to be a tank or bipedal in design. Up in space, it'd probably be more practical to be some kind of giant mass accelerator platform. Some kind of gigantic Gauss cannon. But, I mean, when a technology is modernized and popular, people tend to stick to what they know. And if I were a betting boy, I'd say it's going to be some kind of weapon similar to Jotnar. They'd likely to be building it to come back here, take over the planet, and assert some form of dominance over it. That's just the findings and the readings that we've seen ourselves, but I mean, who's to say their plans aren't bigger? You try to go out there with your ship, lead some kind of better life on a different world, and who's to say this thing doesn't shoot you down before you get there or follow you all the way? I mean, that's the nature of space, is if they start shooting at you, there's not really much in between to stop it from hitting you. So, best thing to do is to take away their ability to sling things around in space. Less matter moving up there, the better for all of us.
How do you know what its targets are?
I mean, what else is there to target? It's the nature of war. You don't make weapons for war to not fight the only enemy there is. Unless you're proposing of a greater threat than us or yourselves. And if that's the case, then I'd say you're calling yourself weak.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe it's not coming to raise the entire planet like you might suspect it will. Maybe it'll simply pluck the world leaders from their seats and crush them until all that's left is red jelly. Of course, anything in between is possible as well. You think it'll kill me? Or maybe it'll see me as a lost soul fighting for survival, or a kindred spirit?
Well, from what we've seen today, I know it doesn't have to kill you, it just has to kill your dream. And I'm fairly certain they'll do that.
The fact that you have access to probably the only machinery, device, technology, the Bifrost is the only thing that we know of on this planet still that can potentially challenge it. It's the only thing that can carry the military personnel and hardware to engage first. Otherwise, we're sitting ducks. Like my friend said, they might even have weaponry that could take out large installations from orbit, and we might not be the primary target. In fact, I would probably wager we likely aren't. But I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that sooner or later they will come for us. And I'd rather not just sit around waiting for some giant metal god to smite me from the sky one day. Even if it ends up being completely futile and we end up all dying, I'd rather fight and try to live than just sit around and wait for the inevitable. I understand that your father's legacy is important to you, and you feel that using it in this manner is tainting it, but I ask you, what value is there if your father's legacy is never even realized? Because everyone is made to be subjects to a tyrannical empire that have long abandoned the earth.
You're both making some very good points here. And, to a certain extent, I think that you're right. I suppose it's better than doing nothing. And, alright. You want to use the Bifrost? Fine. I will, direct some of my men to help transport this back to Stotts with you. And, with your permission, maybe we'll even send a squad of our Jotnar back with you for defense. Because, considering the sort of move that, you're looking to make here, I don't imagine that Nock will allow it to go unpunished.
I mean, do you anticipate their information gathering is efficient enough to sniff this plan out before we are able to get it underway?
Moving a ship of this size across the entire European peninsula will surely turn some heads. Considering how easily Nock can communicate with me, I suppose there's not much that can't get through the DMZ.
Okay, I like this I like this partnership of ours. This could lead to many great things.
I'm sure it will. And once it's ready to launch, I will be coming up with you. Just to make sure that you don't abandon your mission. And also to make sure that these promises of milk is up there.
Of course, buddy. We wouldn't leave you behind. Put her there. I'm reaching my hand out.
He grabs his rifle by the stock, places it one of his arms, and shakes your hand.
Yeah. I'm a little businessman.
Let's go! Newell, I acquired. Uncle Cilian in the house.
Heads over to the computer, See if I. pull this
Now
up
we shall
real quick.
commemorate the traditional business practice of my family. We shall now all watch hentai together.
What the shit?
He's like, hold on, I have to go make a Facebook post. He's like, hold on, I have to.
Yo, these just kids just agreed to help us fight a space war. What up, fam?
He's like, I'm gonna have to update my Instagram about this. Nah.
So he heads over to the computer, hits a few keys, does a bit more typing, and then clicks a few things, and the hangar door, this one side of the hangar, starts to open up. Go mobilize your yacht now. A few people will be here soon enough to help you to start transporting this.
Nice.
As for now, grab the ignition key. Take it with you.
Wait, it has keys?
Oh, I think that is the key.
Oh, it's very old school. Wait, do Jotnar still have keys anymore?
I don't think the ones that you have. Here, let me see. Do they?
I don't remember if they do or not.
I don't think so.
Why did the right side of the map become white all of a sudden?
Because the hangar opened up.
Oh, I see.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I'm crazy at this.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I was wondering if my shit was being cattywampus or something. I turned off hardware acceleration. Yeah, there we go. It was being cattywampus.
You even know what that is?
Yeah,
Now
hardware acceleration is kind of necessary for dynamic lighting.
Yes, I can see now at greater than 2 FPS.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's tanfastic. Yeah, okay, sorry. We are set there.
All right, get out of here.
We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. That went pretty well, didn't it?
You guys are pretty convincing, I gotta say.
I mean, that certainly could have gone worse, right?
Well, yeah. Everything can go worse.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair point, but like, dang. Most of the time, that guy doesn't like us breathing. He let us breathe a lot in there.
Yeah, that's true.
You let us breathe a lot. Dude, we were just sitting there talking like our lives depended on it.
Like, well, please let us use your spaceship and go to space, please.
Right. Let's see if it comes. Well, so here's the question. Do we want to keep going for like, I don't know, another 3 hours?
Sure.
Oh, certain. I can't. I have to work at 7 a.m.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
I could definitely do like another like 30 minutes, or like another 45 minutes. But
Alright.
if we start if you're saying we may wind up in a combat encounter soon, that could take a while. unfortunately, I have work in the morning.
All right. Well, give me just a minute here. Why don't we do a bit of housekeeping over here?
Bit of housekeeping. Okay.
So, if you take a look over here, after you guys, I assume you're hopping back in your yacht now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So, one of you is gonna have to carry the ignition key with you.
Oh. Not it.
Hey, man, it's okay. You carried this stuff last time. I'll carry it this time.
All right. If you would like to put it in your weapons, at least if you have spaces, it takes up 6 spaces. We'll start with that.
Let me see here. Shit, where do I see that again? Like, where do I see? Is there like a thing for like spare space?
That is. Oh, you're looking at thing. Let me pull that up. Fenrir. There we go.
You could also look specifically at this.
On this page, there's a space column on your servos.
Oh, I see. I see. So, I mean, I see the space here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think my pod has 6 space, or it says maybe it takes up 6 space.
It has 6. No, it has 6 spaces.
Yeah, go right in the pod.
All right. You can. Let me make sure. Spaces. Okay. So. The Bifrost ignition key counts as an energy sword. It's not an actual energy sword. It has the stats of one. So it has a range of 1, weapon accuracy of +1, damage of 6 kills. It has kills of 2, and takes up 6 spaces.
So you're telling me if I swing this thing at somebody, it is going to hurt?
Yes, it's gonna hurt pretty bad.
Well,
it's practically a claymore.
I will find an excuse not to need to use this thing. One of us has a sword.
I have a hip HP knife, whatever that stands for.
It's a high power knife. And Fenrir also comes.
I have a sword.
Yeah,
I have one. I was like, I fucking have one of these things.
Oh yeah. Okay, give it 7 kills of damage.
Oh, okay.
7 kills of damage and 0 weapon accuracy.
Okay. So wait, let me go to the. Here, let me do this. Do it this way. Oh wait, no. This wrong thing. Do. 0 is the range 1, I'm assuming.
Yes.
7. Kill. How many kills did it have again? You say 2 or 3?
2.
2. Okay. Location pod. The key. takes up 6 space. Okay, cool. Nice. So if I really, really need somebody dead in a pinch,
Yep.
I will try not to use this thing the best I can.
Yeah, that.
I can't guarantee guarantee it being used even once is good for it.
I mean, I think that it only gets damaged if you try to parry with it.
Yeah, until we're rolling natty ones.
Yeah, that's true. And someone else rolls really high and hits like a specific part of your Jotun.
Yeah.
All right. So. Ooh, excuse me. After that. Excuse me. Sorry. After you guys have mobilized your Jotnar, and you take the key with you, you'll see that Cilian is kind of running his hands across the side of the ship, as you might expect someone that has that sort of connection with it would do. And wait around for a little bit, and eventually you see a few others come with some sort of, like the things that they use to move the space shuttles.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two
Like
of
the
those.
big the giant struts.
Yeah, there's two of those with giant fucking tank tracks, threads. Takes a little while, but eventually they are able to load it up. And one of them looks at you. Transmission comes in. You all can go on ahead.
I copy that.
Prepare for what's coming.
Exactly. It's
Ominous.
And then they...
The journey ahead.
They kind of move on. They go. So, what's up?
They just fucked right off.
No, they're going. I mean, they're moving slowly. It'll probably take them probably twice as long as you guys, I'd say. Which it took, I think, 3 days getting out here, so it'll probably take them close to a week.
Okay.
So, speaking of which, you guys are allowed to head back to Stance.
We did it.
Cilian didn't say anything about wanting to keep you, so I think you might as well head back home.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Well, I'm gonna chalk this up to a win.
Yeah. It's probably a win, right? We didn't just sell our souls to the devil, right?
Hey,
Yeah. See, he has a
Hey, man.
tragic backstory. He can't be a real bad guy.
now look. Here's the thing:
that
is
tragic?
if he is the devil, we saw the devil's face, and that means we have power over him. We can
That's how
tell
that
people.
works.
We can tell people he's ugly.
What? That's
He ain't
mean.
ugly though.
Yeah,
That's,
but
the problem. We have
no.
leverage.
Yeah, but we've seen his face, and they haven't. Who's gonna say we're lying?
You mean like we're like on the up and ups? We're like the
We're the official first-hand source.
I don't know if I like that.
Is there anything?
I don't.
What?
I don't want to. I don't. Sorry, I was gonna make a bad joke. Go on.
Is there anything that you guys would like to do on your way back home?
Well, the typical obligatory survival checks to scavenge for food during our travels isn't really applicable here. Although, would there be like an equivalent for like, hey, do we come across any like noteworthy salvage that's unclaimed or anything that we can use as a tool or a weapon and this whole process of making the Bifrost into a warship.
Ooh,
Oh,
a
yeah.
weapon like a
That reminds me, we got that big freaking cannon at home. I
Sure do.
wonder if See, I don't think they would like that. Like, I don't think either party would like that. Because Cilian's all about not desecrating his father's ark, and I don't think Stans would want to give up their weapon, or like their strongest weapon. But
I mean, I think it give that big cannon at least gives us a better shot of like getting out of the atmosphere. Like if not comes with a big stupid attack on Stans or something, then that's something else to fight them off with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I fear it also may be a putting all the eggs in one basket situation.
Attach it
like,
to the ship and then we fly it up there and
no,
shoot
just
whatever they
like
got.
if we tried to use the ship in actual direct combat, it's probably because it's not designed to be a warship. It'll probably fail. And it'll get shot down and destroyed, and then we have no backup plan because we dumped everything to trying to soup up the colony ship to be a warship, and now there's
Yeah, but
no
colony
other big
ship with
artillery.
keel-mounted railgun.
That would be kind of neat.
That would be kind of
That
fucking
would be
badass.
pretty cash money, as they say.
See, he's thinking now.
Is there a survival skill?
I don't think so, no. I mean, there's no equivalent to survival because I don't think there's really any wilderness exploration that's supposed to be done in this game. There is an actual skill called survival, but
Yeah,
it's
there is.
intelligence based.
Yeah.
I think it's more of like, is air breathable type of thing, unless like, how do you hunt rabbits? Which part of a ghoul's flesh is edible?
The hell's a ghoul?
I think the idea of this like game's system too is that it's so modifiable in general that it encourages us to like make it up on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very 90s tabletop RPG.
I like
Is
that.
to go, dude, I don't know, get fucking creative, bro.
I don't
Get
fucking
creative, man.
roll for.
I mean, then again, there's a skill literally called resist torture / drugs. So
Yeah, I think it's a holdover from Cyberpunk, because that's a skill there too.
I find that very funny. But there's a thing specifically for that, because that's something that definitely happens frequently in TTRPGs.
So, anyways, if you guys would like to, I don't know, roll jury rigging, I guess, or survival, see if there's anything you can find on the way there. Go ahead.
Is there jury rigging? Which one is that again?
It's a tech skill.
Tech ability. Jury rig. Woo. 15.
15? Ooh, alright. Does Jake want to roll as well?
Where's the jury rig skill? Okay, tech ability. Let me see what's higher here. All right, we're gonna be rolling survival.
Alright. Bit of survival. Oh, look at that. Well, how long you
We
guys...
had the literal exact same roll.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So along on your way back, as you stop through Copenhagen again, under what was her name again? Under Giovanna's watchful eye, when you're passing by one of the buildings, we'll say Connor, you notice something that looks a little bit off in one of the ruins of the buildings there.
Mm-hmm.
And you take a closer look. It seems to be there were some primitive human tools in there. See a small rebar stick with a piece of concrete sharpened on the end.
Oh my gosh, like actual primitive tool.
Cow tools.
Hamburg smash. Hip. Wire. Red wire. Make. Metal man. Ooga. Okay.
Along with that, you also see, little remains of a bonfire, and what looks to be the start of graffiti, but they didn't get too far, it looks. And let me see if I have anything for Damien. I think that's what Damien saw as well.
Dude, is that a fucking spear?
Hey,
Big old
there-
rock
there's
hammer?
a-
Is that a big old...
That's about it. You see a spear over in Copenhagen.
Guys, is that a fucking spear?
I don't know. It's pretty neat, isn't it? All right. So, the rest of the way, it's about as uneventful as it was on your way in, thankfully. Aside from seeing, of course, primitive people tools. You eventually make it back to Stotts. Let me put you back on there.
And they're on red alert as they see us rolling up.
Head back to Stotts. And while Command is reasonably concerned about you being there, I'm sure you explained the situation for the sake of brevity.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we'd probably try to call out as soon as we got a signal, just to give them a heads up. Like, we're bringing in the mother of all omelets here, so, just don't shoot us.
Right over every egg. All right.
Don't fret over every egg.
All right. Well then, with what is it? With respect to Jake's time and his workday tomorrow, I think that's where we're gonna end things for tonight.
Oh God, are these people?
Yeah, didn't die. Let's go.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys successfully convinced Cilian Calvin to hand over the last remaining totem of his father.
We won an argument against libertarians. It's a win in my book.
Yeah. You know that
God,
this
his
is
motherfucking
fictional. You know that this is fictional because he was reasonable.
Well, see, that's the secret lore that no one in chat knows, is that back in the day, it was actually the Libertarian Party who led to the downfall of the USA, and they ended up becoming an international organization. So in reality, Cilian isn't a radical. He's actually just the average person. And we, the, so-called free thinkers, are actually the weird ones here.
That is the scariest part of all. All right, well, I appreciate you fellas being here tonight. I'm glad that we could get another session in. I would say next time, make sure that you are prepared for what may likely be a longer Same
yeah.
bat time, same bat channel. And I think that I'll see you fellas next time. Cause I ain't doing
Yeah,
anything else after this.
Okay. In terms of scheduling, next week definitely does work for me.
Uh-huh.
The weekend after is my camping trip, though.
Okay.
And then the weekend after that, one of my friends is getting married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Fucking shit.
Fucking hell.
Weddings.
Well, alright. I
That being said, I don't. The Monday after next week's, like this coming next Sunday, the Monday after that, I don't work until 8 in the morning instead of 7, so we can definitely play later that night.
Okay.
We can go longer if we need to.
Alright. Well then, I will see you all here next weekend.
Yeah!
Thank you all for being here. Good times as always. I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks. Alright, well, I'm glad that I could play again tonight. Today. I will be back next week as usual. And then I don't have much else to say. I'm kind of running out the clock here because I'm gonna start up a raid. We're gonna raid Hollow Shy. He's a player that bye.